Hello guys, welcome by the channel Mindset from a Teenager. I'm Damien. Welcome by lesson 2. This lesson we are going to talk about positive, negative values and your life statute. We have now arrived at the planning and goals. The planning for this lesson is reading planning and goals, looking back on the past lesson. Then I'm going to give you an instruction with notes that you need to take. So have your notebook ready to make some notes. Then an exercise about the positive negative values and life statute. And at last closure in what we are going to do. Next lesson. The goals for this lesson are you know what positive values are and how you can apply them. You know what negative values are and how you can apply them. You know what your life statute is and how you can apply them. We have now arrived at the looking back on last lesson. Last lesson we talked about the chain reaction of creation. The goals for the last lesson were you had made a start about how your mindset works and you know a small thing already about your mindset. My question is, describe in your notebook, which you have laid now with you, to describe what I mean with these goals. If you are not done yet, please pause the video because we are going to talk about the question that was asked last lesson that we're going to discuss in this lesson. The question from last lesson that we are going to discuss now is why is it better to think positively than negatively uh, with the usage of this? Oh no, I can't. I need to have something that I can understand. Like, why is it better to think positively than negatively with this as usage? Can I do something? Okay. I have here the answer. Red is the whole answer, and that you need to have in your answer is yellow. The answer from the question of last lesson is positive thoughts are considered better because if you think negatively, you're such more likely to develop a negative personality over time. But if you think positively, chances are much higher that you are eventually develop a positive personality instead. That is the answer. What in yellow is you need to have, and red is the whole answer. Now we're going to the instruction. We have now arrived at the instruction. By this instruction, you need to take notes. What you need to write down is all this. For all this. So, what you need to do, write down all this and listen with me. I'm going to I'm going to explain all of this. Your positive values are qualities such as honesty, respect, and fairness, things you find important to see in others and that you can also recognize in yourself. So like I found I found clarity important and all that sorts of things. Maybe look at this. Oh, this is growth fixed. Oh, you don't need to look at this. Negative values. Negative values are qualities such as disrespect, lack of ambition, and wastefulness. Things you find important not to see in others and that you do not want to see in yourself. So, like lying. I don't want to see lying in myself, and I don't want to see it in others. And your life statute. Your life statute is basically your own personal rule book, filled with rules you create for yourself and must follow. These rules can help achieve your goals. Maybe you don't want to see lying by yourself, but and by others, but you sometimes lie. Then you can say as life rule from like, yeah, I need to tell one thing that I had lied about to my nearest people. We have now arrived at the practice exercises. The now exercise that you need to do now is, for this assignment, take some time to reflect deeply on yourself and identify your top three positive values, your top three negative values, and your three personal life rules from your life statute about what I explained in the past. In the exercise, oh yeah, you need to take at least 10 minutes so you can think more deeply about yourself. The home exercise that you need to do for the next lesson is, I want you to take another look at your top three positive values, negative values, and your top three life rules before the next lesson. Remember, they can always change. If you want an example, these are mine: positive, negative values, and three life rules. Now we're going to the closure and what we are going to do next lesson. We are now the conclusion and what we are going to do next lesson. What you have learned this lesson is, you know what positive values are and how you can apply them. You know what negative values are and how you can apply them. And you know what your life statute is and how you can apply them. I want you to write in your notebook what I mean with this. If you can do that, then you have understood all the life, all the goals that I'd had for this lesson. Next lesson, we're going to talk about micro expressions. If you thought this was a fun lesson, click on the thumbs up emoji, subscribe to this channel, send it to other interested people that like mindset. And then I will see you next week, Saturday, 9 a.m. Central European Time, 8 a.m. English time. And and then I will say, have a nice day.